Do you feel stuck between who you are, who you want to be, and who you should be? Keep watching if you wish to free yourself from this situation. Because growth can be painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck. There are several habits and situations we do that end up making us weak and stuck. As a person who spent over 3 years stuck in shackles I'd created for myself, shackles of procrastination, laziness, and instant gratification, I want to give you some habits I used to subscribe to, and also habits I see other people subscribing to, which are unfortunately keeping them away from their true potentials. After purging these habits, the shackles will be broken. 1. Don't let FOMO kill your mojo. One thing which throws people into a rut of social slavery is FOMO, short for the fear of missing out. FOMO is the anxiety caused by thinking an exciting or interesting event may be currently happening somewhere else, one you are missing out on. This feeling is often aroused by posts seen on social media. If you're wondering whether you experience fear of missing out, here are some common symptoms. Always saying yes, low life satisfaction, compulsively checking social media to see what everyone is up to, thinking the grass is greener elsewhere, being too concerned with people's opinions, and the urge to always be with others. You can imagine how this can negatively impact a person's life in a series of different ways. FOMO can cause emotional tension, a lack of sleep, reduced competency, lack of emotional control, but most importantly, if a person is always concerned with not missing out and always being in on the latest trends, then they will have less time to be concerned with their own goals. FOMO is like wearing blinders. It is social slavery. Get rid of this problem by detoxing from social media and detox from overly socializing. Get yourself out the loop. Disappear, become a ghost for a few weeks. Forget attention. Attention will not make you love yourself. Just spend time alone and work on your dreams. The goal is to take care of yourself, not to be seen. Instead of FOMO, subscribe to JOMO, the joy of missing out. Disconnecting is a form of self-care. Second, a bad diet. It will keep you stuck because chances are you will not have the best body you know you could have and want to have, and therefore you'll feel disappointed with yourself. Instead of self-love, you'll be stuck in self-disappointment. And one cannot out-exercise a bad diet. 2. A bad diet will absolutely cause brain fog and rob you of your energy levels. This means with a bad diet, you will not be able to sharpen your focus, creativity, and sadly, you will not reach your full potential. Every time you tell yourself, whatever, I don't care, and eat that cookie or that bag of chips, there is a 100% chance you will care later. If you kinda sorta eat right, you will kinda sorta get the results. Do you want to feel like a kinda sorta type person? Or do you want to be proud of yourself? Third, video games. Even though I believe video games can teach us a lot, and I believe they are a great way to relieve stress or spend time with friends, video games are still very addicting. Video games make us addicted because they give us dopamine. Also, video games can trick our brains that we are achieving success and a high social status. Just as hard work in real life equals achievement, in video games, as we play and improve, the game rewards us for our time and effort spent, giving us prizes, experience, levels, etc. So we feel very good about the hard work we've been putting in. Therefore, our brains totally get hooked to the game and immersed into this virtual reality. This is why it is important to keep video games as a treat. Achievement in real life takes longer time, is less predictable, and is difficult. But at least it is real. Many people who feel life is too overwhelming end up spending more and more time in virtual reality than in real life. It does get addicting and it can keep people stuck. Instead of spending thousands of hours in real life making friends, meeting and keeping romantic partners, studying, learning and shooting for their goals, instead, some people would stay behind. They would instead be investing thousands of precious hours into a fake reality. In video games, for every game over, there's a restart button, respawn, rebirth, or play again, but in real life, game over is game over. So don't get too immersed and stay grounded in real life. Let focus be your game. Before we move on to the next point, If you're not subscribed yet, I kindly offer for you to subscribe to my channel. I upload fun and useful videos about creativity, lifestyle, art, and self-improvement. I'd be pleased to have you on my channel. Number 4, social media. Oh my, where should we start? Social media is very addicting. The apps are literally designed by special teams to stimulate your mind. The trick they use on you is when you scroll, which is a very easy action, the swipe of your finger, minimal effort, you may stumble upon something boring twice, but then you find something interesting and your brain gets a shot of dopamine, like a shot of vodka. Dopamine is the pleasure hormone your brain releases whenever you do anything that rewards you, especially in survival. Example, eating food gives you dopamine. In the real world, to get a hit of dopamine, you actually need to put effort. But here, with the social media, it is so easy to get dopamine. No effort for dopamine. Your brain loves it. Social media is like a drug. Not only does social media waste time and ruin motivation, but social media affects both women and men negatively when it comes to their self-image and life satisfaction, plus their satisfaction with the opposite gender. For the ladies watching, social media sets unrealistic beauty standards and body goals. Women also tend to compare themselves with thousands of images of other girls. Just those images of other girls are often the perfect angle, perfect light, and are often photoshopped. This is why we're seeing a pandemic of low self-esteem, low self-value, and even self-hate in women. Meanwhile, for men watching, social media sets unrealistic millionaire lifestyle goals and pressures guys to have the perfect muscles, fancy objects, travel lifestyle, and expensive cars. Also, men's masculinity and testosterone levels view of women suffers when men look at hot ladies on social media. Men are not designed to be exposed to so much nudity. And to simply put it, this habit makes men weak and stuck. Social media keeps both men and women stuck. Even though I want to keep this channel family friendly, I want to tell you that this habit has the potential to get you addicted for sure. It is a drug. Really, watching lifts dopamine from its baseline over 200%, which is more than actual intercourse, while cocaine lifts at 400. So be careful, it's not harmless. It has the potential to destroy your marriage. Not only does watching contribute to infidelity, but experts show that a spouse's consumption of this is a factor in 56% of divorces. Wow! This habit can destroy every relationship in your life. The most important relationship that it will destroy is the relationship you have with yourself. May alter individuals' expectation regarding sexual activity. Watching such things will definitely help the user objectify themselves and even other people, which then impacts their ability to form and maintain romantic relationships. Also, did you notice since the emergence of the internet, male sperm count has dropped with more than 60%? This isn't a coincidence. Just remember, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Side note, this is the art I've created. 6. Another thing keeping people stuck is the fear of being alone with yourself. Many people can't stand being with themselves because they've already ruined their friendship with themselves, and maybe they're not even satisfied with who they have become in life. Therefore, they avoid being alone with themselves at all costs. I used to be one of those people before. If such people are waiting for something, they would be scrolling. If they're eating, they would be watching something on YouTube. If they're relaxing, they would be on TV. If they wind up having a chunk of free time, they would go out with people. They'd get drunk to escape themselves, or they would get lost in video games. If you want to find out whether you can or cannot spend time with yourself, here's a test you can try. Sit on a chair in the middle of a room, maybe an empty room where there's nothing to do. Leave your phone and devices outside the room. Stay in the room for 30 minutes. Just spend some time with your own thoughts. Like you're at a cafe with a friend, but it's just you and you. If you start to go crazy and your mind starts trying to find distractions around the room, then it's quite bad. But if you can just spend time with your thoughts for 30 minutes and not feel disturbed, then you're all good. If you can't stand being with yourself, something may be wrong. It must be you're not happy with yourself, but don't worry, this isn't a death sentence after all. It's only a sign change needs to be made. I'll give you some ideas in a minute, but if you don't make this change, you're risking staying trapped, because for each important goal of yours that requires you to sit with yourself and put in the work, your mind will constantly be trying to avoid you, and it will keep trying to distract you with a million things. Probably you will not even reach that desk or place you need to spend time in with yourself, since your brain will find 100 excuses to avoid that scenario beforehand. So now, if you feel that you need to understand what you really don't like about yourself, start to get to know yourself. Ask yourself what your ideal self would look like. If you want, you could take out a paper and write down the points and answer them for yourself. Where would my ideal self be career-wise? Where would I be in my relationships? How would I behave like? How would I look like? What would my health and fitness be like? Best case scenario. What about achievements and finances? What would my hobbies and daily routine look like? Ideally, would I be playing video games or procrastinating? Or would I be engaging in some healthy, proactive activities? What would my home look like? Would I be helpful to other people? What change would I bring to the world? How would other people treat me? Other than that, if you wish to unstuck yourself, befriend yourself and take care of yourself and love yourself. Be your own best friend, because then you're going to get ahead in life. Because then if you are friends with yourself, you would be working not against yourself, right? And you would achieve your goals. Finally, number 7, worrying about flaws. Sometimes the worst place one can find themselves in is in their own head. Being preoccupied with our flaws can take away a lot of will, time, and mental space from us. It can also cause one to procrastinate goals because they may not completely trust in themselves. For example, you may want to become a model. You may say, I will start trying when I get in shape first. Why not start from now? Or you may want to become a YouTuber but then end up thinking, I will start trying after I develop charisma. Why not now? You may want to start selling art, but say, I hate my art. There are artists who are more skilled than me. What's the point of trying? Keeping our flaws in the back of our head totally messes with our confidence, competence, and it sometimes gives us subconscious blocks without us even realizing. If we stay preoccupied with our flaws, we may start to find reasons why it's better not to even try just yet. You can see how this habit keeps people stuck. It holds them off from their goal setting, trying, believing, and goal reaching. Preoccupation with flaws holds people off from living fully. It even keeps them away from becoming their true ideal selves. Don't let insecurities ruin something amazing. We all have flaws, but if you want to be free, each time these wicked, insecure thoughts start to pour in, just ward them off and don't delve into these thoughts. Accept them, but do not overthink them, because there is no one person who is 100% flawless. My great-grandmother Maria used to say, when fate gifts us with a positive quality or blessing, it takes away something else. We cannot have everything all at once. Fate gives something but takes something. So always be grateful and focus on your strengths. A certain celebrity may seem gifted by God to be so popular, beautiful, and rich, but she may have an unfaithful partner. Another example, one of my favorite authors may not be one of the most dazzlingly beautiful women, but she's gifted with a dazzlingly beautiful, brilliant, unique mind. She has talents, and her writing turned out to be an astronomical masterstroke. So fate always gives and takes. Let's try to focus on our blessings, not our flaws or lackings. I have a bonus 8th tip, and it is actually very important for you to hear. Eliminating this is one of the first things I did to get my life straight, but it's not going to be discussed here, not now. I have a video on my channel called My Brain Was Fried from Watching Movies. To recap, the reason people stay stuck are fear of missing out, 2, a bad diet, 3, living in video games, 4, social media, 5, the habit, not being able to spend time alone, and 7, being preoccupied with flaws. And finally, the bonus tip is going to be linked in the description and in the end. Thank you so much for staying till the end. I hope you found this video to be insightful and see you in the next one.